All right. Let's see. Let's keep going. Let's let's uh, um, let's create something similar for movies. Um, Here we have just a movie which is completely empty. I'm just going to copy a couple things here from actor so that we can go a little faster. I'm going to grab here actors into movies, and I'm going to replace everywhere that says model.actor. I'll say model.movie. So I'll say replace this with model.movie. Replace all. Let's see, what else? Model name, create actor. Okay, anything where it says actor, I'm going to replace with movie. And match case, match case, so replace all. Let's see, let's make sure here we have a create movie, yada yada, all right, very good. We have actor name, let's replace this. Actor, let's replace actor with movie. Match case, so replace, let's keep going, replace. All right, very good, so we've got that. Let's do the same thing for the controller. I'm going to copy it into movie controller. So movie controller. And let's see. Let's replace all the actors with movie. So replace. There we go. Okay. All right. And let's replace also a capital actor. Oops. Replace with a movie. I've if you notice, there's a pattern here, right? And one of my I have a student we're working together on a tool that you just give it a UML class diagram, right? And that has the classes and attributes, the relationships, right? And it generates all this for you, right? All the controllers, all the services, all the HTML, and you can tweak it around. So once you find that there's patterns, right? You say a good developer is a lazy developer. Says I don't want to write this ever again, right? And if I can abstract it, right? If I find a template, a pattern, right? We can automate this. All right, so find all movies.
Are you doing a side project or because you think
There's plenty of tools that control that can take design UML diagrams and spit out all sorts of things. This one spits out Angular, Angular 2, and React. So yeah, not for this. There's nothing for this. There's plenty of for all sorts of for Java and .NET, and there's plenty of ORMs out there. Plenty of ORMs. Yeoman does that a little bit, yes. Services. Let's create another service for movie. Let's replace this. Actor movie. All right. Let's see what else. I think that's it. And movie, and then the capital and capital actors. Actor. Let's replace that with movie. Replace. I think that's it, right? Any other place? All right. What about the schemas? Let's do that over here on the server. On the services, we're going to need for the movies. We're going to say movie service. And here will be, let's see, actor. We're going to replace this with movie. Everybody following? I'm just, doing everything we did for the actor. I'm just copy and pasting for the movie. Let's see, replace all, and then the capital. Movie, let's replace all. All right. How about the model and the schema? This will be movie schema. And the movie schema will be, let's see, let's replace this with movie. And let's see, what else? Movie, that's it, right? And the model, this will be movie model. And this will be create actor. Let's see. This is movie, replace all. And also lowercase for movie. We'll replace all. All right, let's see. Let's restart. Oh, wait, the app here needs to load the service. Yeah, we have the movie service. Let's load that too. Movie service. And movie service is loading the movie model, right? Yeah, okay. Let's restart, see if it broke. Okay, didn't break. Let's load it here. Let's go to movies. And it didn't work. Let's see, what did we miss? Network, is it even generating anything? It's not. Oh, man. Oh, did we load? Did we load this in the index? Okay, we need the controls and the services here, right? We need the controllers and services for the movies, right? So this is movie controller and movie service. Here we need to say that we need controllers here for the movie. Okay, let's see. Wow, it worked. That wasn't bad, right? We can create movies now as well. We can remove them. Can we remove them? Yeah, okay. So Aliens. Okay. Titanic. All right, we got a couple movies there. All right, so what we want to be able to do is have the actor here and be able to add movies that an actor has been there, right, or vice versa, right? Or if I'm in the movies, I'd be able to say that certain actors have been here as well. Right? To do this, let's see, how could we do this? We could list all the movies down here, right, and somehow select a particular actor, select a particular movie, and then add them, right? We could do that. So let's see. Let's be able to highlight the actor. So let's in the actor list, if we click on a particular actor, we're going to say that if you click here, we're going to say model.select actor, and it's this actor here, actor actor.id, we can say let's see, model dot selected actor ID is equal to actor.id. Will that work? Let me see if this works. Let's see if this works here. If I click on it, notice that the ID changes. See that? Of the selected ID, right? I can style this. I can style this link, this li. I can say, hey li. I can say ng class. Did we look at ng class? ng class, right, allows you to calculate a class based on some logic, right? So, for instance, you can say, notice that I can, if I hard code the class active, and I refresh, notice that it highlights all of them, right? Meaning all LIs have the active class. So what I'd like to be able to do is that use ng class, say that I want to add the following class, active, if the following is true. Okay, if the following is true. If the current actor, right, is equal to the model selected actor ID. Right? If the ID of the element, right, that I'm using to generate this, the same is that ID is equal to selected ID, I want to highlight this, right? So that's an easy way to create a highlight, right? I can just highlight that element, right? And we could do something similar on the. I would like to be able to list all the movies down here, right? So let's grab from the from the movie list Right, where is it? Do we have it here opened? Movie list. Where is it? Movie list. There we go. Let's grab this so that we also list all the movies down below. Let's render all the movies here so we can select which movie we want to add here, right? So we have the movies, right? We don't want to add movies here. We don't want to add movies. We just want to list them so that we can create the relationship between the two. Okay. So we need to provide movies here. So let's do that from the controller, from the actor controller. Where we have the controller? Where do we have it here? Why? Let's see. It's under public, under lectures, movies. Oops, not that one. That one over here. And the actor controllers. Let's bring the also the other service, right, which is the movie service, so that we can go fetch all the movies and display them, right? So here's we can do find all movies, and find all movies is going to use find all movies is going to use the movie service to find all movies, right? And then render movies, right? And render movies is going to receive the movies and is going to send it over the wall. Movies. There we have. So we have the movies down below. We have the actors above, right? So maybe we can select. Like a movie and then add the movie to the selected actor, something like that, right? So let's do that. So here, let's do the same technique we used earlier to be able to select the movie, right? So let's see. If I click on here, we can say ng click. If I click on a movie, I can say model dot selected movie ID is the current movie dot underscore ID, right? And ng class, I'm going to say that is equal to ng class is equal to active if the current movie ID is equal to the model dot selected movie ID. Right? Let's see if that works. Yeah. All right. So I can select one movie and one actor. Okay. So let's see. We can add a button that says, add this selected movie to the selected actor, for instance. Yeah, we could do that. Something like that. So let's see. So let's add an LI here, a class list group item, and let's say that we'll put a button here that says button ng click, something like add model dot add selected movie to selected actor. Okay, and I'll pass the model dot selected movie ID, and I'll pass the model dot selected actor ID. Yes? Right? So this add movie to actor. And this is a button, so let's add some class. So this is a button and button block, and button primary. Something like that, right? I'll click here and it'll send that movie to the actor. So in the controller, we can listen for that movie, for that function. The function is called what? Add selected movie. Oh my goodness. Okay. So this will be model.that implemented here, and so this is function, and so this receives the movie ID and the actor ID. Yes. Let's see if this works. Console log, and here I can display both movie ID and actor ID. Right, so let's refresh. Let's see inspect on the right hand side console. So if I select Arnold and Aliens and say add the actors, I have the IDs of both, right? So I can send this over to the server. All right, so let's send this over to the server. And so on the server, let's write the service to do this first, right? So what we would like to be able to do the following, right? We can say the actor service, right, and says dot add movie. Wait a minute. Add selected movie to actor. So add movie. So notice that the name of the function says add movie, right? Because the content is the actor, right? But notice that there's no parent-child, right? Who's the parent and who's the child, right? Typically, you want to choose one versus the other, even when it's not a parent, right? That one is the parent and one is the child, because you could go about both ways here, right? Adding the actor to the movie should be equally the same as adding the movie to the actor, right? And typically, you want to decide which way you want to go, right? Unless the use case forcibly asks you that you should be able to navigate both ways, right? That if I give you the actor, you should be able to give me all the movies, right? Or if I give you the movie, you should be able to give me all the actors, right? You should go navigate both ways. Then perhaps you would not go with a nested implementation. You would have a mapping table that would allow you to answer that kind of question, right? If you go this way, notice that we are deliberately adding the movie to the actor, so I can answer the question, given an actor, which one are the movies, right? But the question, given the movie, what are the actors, is a harder question to answer, right? Because the way we're implementing it, we're going to implement it right now, is forcibly that the movie is going to be embedded inside of the actor, right? So again, it depends on the use case. We're going to implement all the use cases, right? So that we can play around with what would be the implications of going one way or another. So add movie to the actor. So here we have the actor ID, presumably, and the movie ID. Okay, and when this comes back, presumably we want to do both things. We want to, since we added the movie to the actor, we want to update the actors. Right? So we'll say find all actors. Okay? All right, so let's implement add movie in the service. So in the actor service, we don't have it open. So the service is here. So the actor service, and let's implement it right here. And this is this dot add movie actor. So let's implement this. So function. This is going to receive both the actor ID and the movie ID, right? And it's going to create a. Notice that I'm not going to create a new thing, right? Presumably the actor already exists and the movie already exists, right? I would be modifying either the actor, I'm adding the movie to the actor, or I'm adding the actor to the movie, which depending on which way I want to go. So I'm going to do a, I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to use this. And so this is going to be a put, right? Because I'm going to be modifying something. What am I modifying? I'm modifying the way the way the function reads. Looks like I'm modifying the actor, right? Because that's the parent here. Looks like it's the parent. So if that's the parent, then this should read actor, right? The ID of the actor, then movie, and then the ID of the movie, right? Following a RESTful syntax, right? Where you have parent, the ID of the parent, child, and then the ID of the child, right? But we could go both ways, right? We could have chosen movie ID, actor ID, right? Again, we're kind of arguing both ways. We'll implement the other one as well. So if we do that and we refresh. Oops, I must have typed something wrong. Then, oh, okay. This is on the controller. Wait, what is it? Oh, okay. Here we have I have an extra semicolon. There we go. So let's go look at the network, and we select aliens, Harrison 4. We add. Notice that it says I don't have that URL. So let's implement that URL. Let's go to the actor service. Where's the actor service? We have actor service here, and it's going to receive. It's going to receive the app.put, and the URL is this long-winded thing here, right? So it's this API all the way here. So that's the, and then says this is add movie. And this is a placeholder, and movie, and then the ID of the movie. There we go, add movie. And this is function add movie, and this says request response. It's going to use the actor model, add movie, and this is going to we're going to need to pass in the params dot actor ID, and we're going to pass request dot params dot movie ID, right? And and everything else I'm just going to copy from here. There we go. All right. All right. So let's implement this movie here in the model. The model would be right here, actor model. There it is. And here the API we're going to add movie. There it is. And I'm going to implement it right here. So function add movie. Finally, we're here. And we'll need what? We need the actor ID, and we have the movie ID. So first of all, we need to find the actor. So let's find the actor. We'll need a sandwich here of promises. Return the fur.promise. And so actor model. Let's find the ID by ID. So we have ID, find by ID. We pass the actor ID, and we're going to receive here. Oops, function. And finally, here we have the actual actor in the database, right? And we can start manipulating it. So what do we want to do with it? What do we want to do with it? Right. So what we'd like to be able to do is say, well, presumably you have a whole bunch of movies that you've acted in, right? Presumably you have a movies attribute that's an array, and I'd like to push onto it the movie ID that somebody has passed to me, right? So that's from a mental model, right? That's from what we would like to happen, right? But we don't have this, right? We never added this to the schema. It's not there. Right? There is no array for it. And notice that what we're adding is an ID, right? An ID of a movie, not the actual movie, right? So to be able to support this, right, we need to go back to the schema of the actor and say that I'd like for you to be able to store movies as an array, right, as an array of objects, right, and those objects are going to actually be references to some other object, right. So the only real thing that I'm going to store here is IDs, right, but I don't want to just store it as a string, right. I want to store it as meaning that this is referencing some other record in some other collection, right? So to do that, we need to use the following. We need to declare this to be the following type. We need to say that this is a mongoose schema dot types dot object ID. There it is. Object ID. Thank you. And we need to say that this references some other model, right, that has been declared elsewhere, right? In this case, it was declared way up here in the movie schema. No, in the movie model. This is the name by which it's known, that's been registered across the Mongoose infrastructure, right? So the actor schema it says, hey, this ID, I'm going to actually store just IDs here, right? Movie IDs, but it references the movies, right? The movie model that has been declared elsewhere, right? So that if I store it, then I'll just see IDs, right, in the database. But the infrastructure will interpret it as a reference, meaning that if I ask for it, if I ask this array to be populated, and say, hey, actually retrieve all these objects and populate this array with the actual objects, right? The database will iterate over this array and will make queries for these movies and will give me a populated array of objects, right? If I ask for them, right? Otherwise, if I don't ask for it to be populated, it will just return the array of the IDs that I put in there, right? The actual things that I store. So let's try it out. So let's try it out. Back in the push, in the actor, where's the actor? There. Okay. Once I've pushed it, I've only pushed it to the local copy of this actor object. Right. This actor object is a copy that from whatever's in the database. Right. But it's a modified object. Right. It's an object. It's a smart object. Okay, it keeps track of modifications that you make to those objects, right? Very much like ORMs do, like JPA or .NET entity framework. It keeps track of any modifications you do to this object, right? For instance, it keeps track of the fact that you have pushed something into an array in that object, right? So it keeps track and says, oh, this object is dirty. All right, something you modify this object, right? It's not pristine. You've done something to it, so that I can ask it to say, "Hey, go on and save any changes that I've made." Okay, right? So if this actor had 100 attributes, yes, and I modify 2 of them, okay, I can say, "Hey, go save the things that I have modified." So it flags and says. It keeps track of the things that I have modified so that it goes back to the database and just modifies those 2 attributes, right? It doesn't do a blanket modification of the entire object. Smart, right? Smart and update and it makes sure that it doesn't do everything. All right, so it does a save of the database. So let's restart this, right? Yes. Yeah.
Can you zoom out a little bit on this class? So, and scroll up. So the way that you have it here is you define your schema, you create a model, and then you export an API the same way that we were exporting services before.
Right.
Whereas the way I approached it, coming from like an entity framework background, is I actually use the Mongoose schema, like methods and statics and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Actually added to the model.
Sure.
So what's the best practice there?
For adding the you added.
For example, when I get, let's say you have this like find all actors. So I could actually like if I were to do this, if I had an instance of a movie, I'd be able to say, movie dot find all actors, like the instance dot, like as an instance method, rather than like a service call.
Right. The thing here is that this is kind of like an interface, right? So the outside world doesn't know anything about Mongoose, right?
Right.
So are you exporting the Mongoose object?
So I have I'm basically.
So in the service, what do you use?
Like I'm exporting kind of like an ORM.
Right. No, but I mean the service. The service use your Mongoose object?
No. Yeah. So the service basically says. So the service imports something called DB.
Right.
And then I could do like db.page.static method.
Right. So, but that page object is a Mongoose native.
Yeah. So it's my
object.
Mon. Exactly.
Right. So the thing is that you're dependent on that particular object, right? So this interface, right, hides the fact that underneath the covers I'm using Mongoose, right? I would use what you're doing in here, right? But then only export these functions, right? So it's a wrapper within a wrapper, right? So that the outside world doesn't even know I'm using Mongoose.
Yeah.
So Mongoose should not go out of here, right?
So it's not using Mongoose because it's not importing Mongoose like in my services at all. It doesn't know.
Yeah, no, right. But the object itself, right? Unless db dot what is it, pages or the actual object,
Yeah.
right? Unless that could be your wrapper, right?
That's what I'm saying.
That could be the object. That's my wrapper here, right? But the outside world doesn't even know that I'm using Mongoose, right? So the services never sees Mongoose instance. So I would use what you're doing in here, right? But then export the interface outside. Yes. I'm sorry. Uh-huh. Update? No. Yep. When I do the save. Yes. Yep. The dot save will update the database. Yep. Okay. All right. So let's try this. All right. So let's restart. Did I already restart? I forget. Let's refresh. Right. And so let's choose Arnold and Aliens. Oh, that'd be cool. Arnold and Aliens. So let's add the movie. Okay, something failed. Let's see what did it. What it says. Cannot provide movies of null. So this is movies, actor movies. Actor movie. So it did not find. It doesn't find actor. It didn't find it. Oh, I'm sorry. This is error.actor. Sorry. Start again. Let's refresh. Okay, so it's pending. Let's see. Did we not return? Oh, we never resolved this, right? We never resolved this. So let's resolve this. Let's see. We can say. So this is going to return a promise, which then is going to receive here, and here is where we want to resolve. Well, actually, no. We can do it right here, right? We can do it. We can do defer.resolve and pass. We don't need to pass anything. I guess we can pass the actor. So let's restart the server. Let's see if it's saved, actually. Let's see what it's saved on the database. Actor. Actually, notice Arnold here. See that? It says Arnold, and notice movies actually has the object ID, right, of whatever movie I had selected. Right? I added it there. Right? So let's add another movie. So let's refresh. And Arnold and Titanic. Add movie. And if I refresh in Mongo, and it says find, notice that indeed I have movies. Right, for Arnold, I have the two movies, right, listed there. See that? Okay. Now on the when Arnold comes back, notice that I could. There's a find movie that comes back, right? And notice that when it comes back, I see the movies there. See that? I have the array of movies coming back to me, right? But I only have the IDs. Right? I only have the IDs, right? That's. I mean, I could iterate over them, so I could show for Arnold. Where's Arnold? Let's see. Actor, controller. No, actor lists here. Right? We could say that as I iterate over the actor below, right underneath, I could create another UL and a line item that iterates over the movies inside of the actor. So I can say, I can say ng repeat, right? Movie in actor.movies, right? And this would be the movie object. Let's see what comes back there. So if I refresh, notice that I have the two IDs, right there. Okay. But that doesn't look very nice, right? Ideally, I would see the name of the movie, right? So what we could do is that in the Finder, right? That it comes back from the server. Where's the server? Let's see. Let's see. That is, where is that? That's in the actor model, right? That finds the movies. Let's see. Find all actors. This one right here, right? Find all actors, right? What we could do is that after we find it, we would like to do a couple more things, right? We could, let's not do this here. Wait a minute. Find actor. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I get the actor, and then I'm going to dot populate. Right. So populate. Oops. Okay, so populate. What populate is going to allow me to do is to ask it that, hey, those actors, right? Those actors, they have some attributes in there, right? That refer to other things, right? So please populate those things, right? So we can say that populate the movies. Populate the movies. All right. And wait a minute. So wait. Let me. I forget the syntax of the populate. Mongoose populate. I think it's right after a find. Right after a find. Where is it? Dot find. There it is. Okay. Right after a find. Yeah, you can populate. All right. Very good. Okay. Right here. So we have a find. We do a find. We populate, and then we execute. Okay. We do the execution, and in this execution, we get the response, right, of whether there was an error or we get the object. So we get error or the actors, right? And now we can say if error, we can defer abort, or we can deferred resolve. We can resolve with the actors or the errors right here. Okay. All right. So let's try that. Let's restart the server. So notice that now we don't get just the right. We don't just get the ID, right? We get the populated object, right? The problem here is that if that object is a very complex object, imagine that this object had, actors themselves, right, or had a plot, had URLs to images, it had, synopsis, director, had all sorts of things in there, right? it would be a very heavy object that we would be retrieving for each one of these, right? So you can be very specific of exactly what you want, right? Meaning I don't want everything, right? Perhaps I only want to just have a quick list of things, right? So you can be very specific of what is it that you want to populate, right? So you could say, I only want the name, right? I don't want everything. So you could say, you could list here all the attributes that you want populated, right? Or you can say the ones I don't want populated, using the minus, right? So you said, send me all the attributes, but except these over here, right? Or these are the default is that I can list the attributes that I do want, right? So notice that now the ID I always get the ID. I always get the ID. I can't filter out the ID. I do have but I notice that I get the name. But if I had ratings and directors and whatever, right, it would filter those out, and I would only get those attributes here. Obviously, I can list this. I can list this a little better in the list, right? Instead of being such an ugly list, I can say that this is a class lists group, and this is class list group item. There, and here I just want the movie dot name. Okay, very good. So we have the movie, we have the Arnold and the movies that it's associated. What about removing these movies, right? So say we have an X here, right? We have an X that would allow us to remove remove that particular movie from that actor, right? So what we could do here is that add a span here at the bottom where it says this says remove or delete movie from actor, right? So here's the actor ID, right? And we're going to pass in the movie ID, underscore ID, right? So in the controller, back in the controller, we can listen for that event handler. We can say model dot delete, right? Implemented in a function of the same name. So function delete, and we're going to pass in the actor ID and the movie ID. And we're going to pass it out to an actor service. I'm going to say delete movie, and we're going to pass both IDs here, right? And this is going to be a then, right? And the same thing as earlier. So let's copy that there. Very good. So let's implement that in the service. So the actor service client, right? We're going to implement this dot delete movie. Okay, notice that everything I'm doing for the actor, right? You can consider that we would have a mirror image for the movie, right? Again, that depends on the use case, right? It might be that you only want to be able to navigate one way or another, right? But if you're asked to do both, right, perhaps you would not store it in arrays on both places. Yes?
At this point, if you delete a movie, delete over there.
No. There is no cascade delete. You are responsible for updating these things yourself.
If you have too many tables.
I'm sorry?
If you have too many tables which are different from
Yep.
each other,
Yeah, that's where the promises come in. You say then, and you go and update all these things. Yeah. You don't have that. Nope.
That's a trade-off of the document.
Yeah, it's a document database, not a relational database.
I actually have sort of a follow-up question.
Yeah.
I asked on Piazza, but
Yeah.
so Mongoose does provide middleware
Mhm.
for like an on-delete book, so you could actually implement your own cascade.
Right,
You
yeah,
just
yeah.
Have your relationships.
Yes. Yep.
But the problem is, so it's a shortcoming in Mongoose where it only cascades basically one level.
One level,
Unless you
yeah.
do some trickery.
I
Well,
think
but my question is, right?
Yeah.
So like right now in our models, you have like a page has a website ID and a widget has a page ID.
Right.
So if I'm deleting let's say a website, I need to delete all the pages, and then when I'm deleting each page, I need to delete all the widgets.
Yeah, exactly.
But if my widget schema had, let's say, a website ID on it,
right,
which would be denormalized.
right,
But then I don't need to do this recursive cascade.
Right.
I can just delete straight from each.
Exactly.
And that seems more performant. So
Yes.
That's the best practice.
Yeah.
That's what
Typically, when you're looking for performance, you denormalize a database, right? Now the thing is that in relational databases, you have views and you have that allow you to create these denormalizations without touching the underlying database. You don't have that kind of thing in Mongo. So it's a very common thing to do to speed up things, to denormalize it.
But we can add
These hooks.
These hooks, but also these fields to the schema.
You can, to denormalize it. Yes. So you would have, but obviously the widget would need to have pointers to the website. Yeah, exactly. The user, right? If you delete the user, you would need to delete everything.
Although we still don't have the UI.
Right. So in the security assignment, you'll be asked to create like an admin page. In that admin page, you'll be able to create users, delete users, right? And so to follow your denormalization, right, the widget would need to have references to the page, the widget, and the user. The page would have references to the website and the user, and the website just to the user. Yeah. Right. So, oops, something. I must have broken something. Let's see. Delete movie is not defined. Oh, okay. Let's implement it here. So function delete movie, and we have the same IDs. We have IDs, so I'm going to use the same URL, but this is going to be a delete, and this is going to be it's going to go out, all right, and remove that movie from that particular actor. So on the server, will be right here. This actor movie service. Very good. All right. We're going to use this one right here. It's also going to be a delete. Right. And it's going to receive the actor ID and the movie ID. It's going to remove the movie. Right. So delete movie. And implement it right here. And request response. So it's going to look very similar to this. I'm just going to copy it here. So there's going to be delete movie, actor ID, and movie ID. Very good. And in the model, in the actor model, where are you? Actor schema, actor model server. There we go. Right. We're going to add delete movie. Which is going to be somewhat similar to this. First, we're going to retrieve the actor, and then we're going to splice out from that array. Okay. All right. So let's see. So we have the actor, we have the movies, right? So what we want to be able to do is splice, right? But which one do we splice, right? We need to splice where that ID is found in that array, right? So we first need to find where in that array it's located, right? So we need an index here. We need an index, and we need to splice that one element from the array. So first we have to find it. So var the index. We need to find it, so we can do something like actor.movies. Let's see. We can say index of, right? And movie ID. and then we can splice it out. Actor.movies.splice index ID, and then we save the movie. All right, so let's try it out. So references, let's see, Titanic, and that removed everything. What? Oh, no, it did not. Okay. Wait, what happened there? Wait, did it remove it? Wait, let me add this again. So Liam, aliens. Huh. So it's removing it. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna touch it too much. So ideally, notice that this would be the mirror image on the other side, right? The problem is that when do you update things, right? Ideally, right here when I'm deleting the movie, right away I am also updating the movie database, right? So for instance, if I had in the movie schema, because I like to be able to know who are the actors that play in this movie, right? So this would be actors. I would like to have something like an array of actors here, right? So this would be the type would be mongoose dot schema dot types dot object ID, right? And the reference would be let's see. I need the schema from the model for the actor, and the model is this one right here, right? Right, it's referencing that over there. So it would be inconsistent if I add the movie to the actor, but I don't add the actor to the movie. Right? I would need to be able to do it at the same time. Okay. And again, this is only if you want to be able to navigate, be able to answer, giving a movie what are the actors, or if I give the actors what are the movies, right? So let's do that. Let's do that. So right now, where we have the model here, the actor model, that we are adding the movie to the actor. Here too, we would need to also add the actor to the movie, right? But notice that we don't have access to the movie model here. We only have access to the actor model. We don't have access to the movie model, right? So let's get a hold of that. So to do that, somehow we need to have a placeholder for where we have all the movies. I'm sorry, all the models, right? Both the actor model and the movie model, right? Perhaps all inside of a single object, maybe called model, right? And then inside of that model, we can say model.actor_model or model.movie model, right? So that we can manipulate one or the other, right? So let's do that. Let's over here in the models, right? Let's create another JavaScript called model.server.js, right? Where we can get a hold of all the models, right, and encapsulate in a single object, right, and then pass it around for. Actually, no, we can do it. We can do it here, right? We can do it right here in the app. All right, we can get a hold of all the models. Right, we can say grab the actor model. Right, we can get it to grab the actor model and require. Let's see. Oh wait, where am I? Okay, yeah, no. Require. We say require. Where is it? Model. Is it models? And we say models dot actor model. Right, and var movie model require, say models, and then put in there what movie models in there, right? And then we can create a model object that includes both of them, right? So actor model and movie model. Now we can pass this model around, right? We can pass it around, for instance, for the service, to use both of them, right? We can say model and pass it around, model and model. Okay. Or we could have put this in a separate file, right, and just loaded it from the service. Either way, we'll grab it from the service here. Where's the service? Where are the service? So now the actor service. The actor service, when we're adding a movie, right? We could, before we go back, add also the actor to the movie, right? We can add one to the other, okay? But we don't have that. We don't have that in the movie, right? So let's add that functionality. Let's add that functionality to the movie model. The movie model, we're going to say add actor. Add actor. And add actor is going to have something similar, right? It's going to receive the movie ID, right? And it's going to receive the actor ID, right? And what we'd like to be able to do is get a hold of that movie, right? So movie model, and say movie model that find by ID the movie ID. Once we find the movie ID, right, we would like to do what? We would like to be able to grab the movie and add to actors, right, push the actor ID. So again, it's a mirror image to what we have in the movie, right? We're adding it to both, so that movies know about the actors and the actors know about the movies. Okay. Once we do that, we can save. We can say movie.save, right? And we forgot to do something here. Well, we forgot the deferred. Let's fix that. Deferred and return the deferred. Oops. Deferred dot promise. And here we're going to resolve, right? Defer dot resolve. What I do? Ooh, sorry. Thank you. Dot save. Okay. So let's see. Resolve, and then we're gonna pass the movie. All right. What else? Let's see. So in the did we export this? Wait a minute, actor movie. Yeah, we did export it. So in the service, right? And when we're adding the movie to the actor, instead of returning right away, right? Instead of returning right away, we're going to use the movie model, right? Which we don't have yet. It's in here, right? It's in model, which is being passed to us, right? And so we can grab a hold of the movie model from the model, right? We can say grab a hold of the movie model, which is inside of the model object that I'm passing to you, right? So right away, when we're adding, right, instead of responding right away, right, we could do movie model dot add actor, right? And we can pass, we can basically flip this around, right? Flip this around, and this is the actor ID over here. Notice that this is a nested, right? Nested call, right? First we're updating one collection, and then we're updating another collection. See that, right? But these need to be synchronous. Right? We can't go back to the client until both are updated, right? So I can't return just yet. And this is, remember that this is going to return a promise, right? So we're going to return a promise. So what we're going to do is that we're going to return this as a promise, so we can nest these things together, right? This returns. That means that I can nest these then, right? So I can make so if I had to update 2, 3, 4 different models, right? And I can't return to the client until everything has been completed, right? I can call them, right, and just nest these calls one for each one. Right? So this returns the resolve, right? And this this is a document that comes back. I don't really care for this, right? Or this might be an error here, and then here the response would be, send status. Really, I just want 200, right? And here is 500, right? So to do that, I believe let's see if we broke something. Oh, we must have broken something. Okay. Can I cover? Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm doing this twice. All right. Yeah. No. Yeah. So I'm requiring this twice. So I'm not going to require it here. I'm actually going to grab it from model dot actor model. Right. It's in there. Right. Actor model. I don't need it there. Right. Let's see. I am. I'm not doing it. Where is this? Mongoose model. Lecture Wednesday Mongo. I don't use this anywhere else. Mongoose model. Wait a minute. Actor schema. So this loads this guy. This loads actor. This loads movie. And this is doing right here. Yeah, that's good.
Shouldn't you have model in movie.schema?
Again?
Movie.schema.
Movie.schema.
First time app comma model. Not this. That's Mongo. Movie.schema.
Movie.schema. Movie. Lecture.
That's the correct one. This has to go right.
Here?
Yeah. The function.
What am I missing?
No, not here.
Mongo movie actors. Mongo movie actors.
You call movie twice.
I did? Where? Service. Movie service server.
Yeah, or the app comma model.
Oh, okay. So I don't want this, right? Okay, thank you. Yeah. All right. So this receives the model right here, right? Model, and I want this to be used right here. So model dot movie model. Okay, excellent. All right, that fixed it. Thank you. All right. So if I go back and I don't have any, nobody's assigned to anything. I say Arnold. Well, actually, let me look at the database. Let's see what does it say. Okay, so so Arnold. Nobody has movies, right? Nobody has any movies. What about the movies? So movie. So Aliens and Titanic don't have any actors associated to them, right? So if I say Arnold and Aliens, and I say add, let's see if that works. Wait a minute. Let's go back. Okay, notice that the Aliens now has a reference to the actor, right? And the actor has a reference to the movie, right? So they both have references. And what we could do is that in the movie list, right? In the template for the movies, where is it? Public. Lecture Wednesday movies, and the templates for the here, right? When we're iterating over the movies, right? We could also display movie dot actors, right? Which should be an array, right? An array of the movies, and we could do the same thing here, where we could populate. Populate those actors, only the names of those actors, because we want to display them here, right? Something like we did in the previous for the actors, right? We still have one more thing. I don't have time, but it's a mapping table in between, right? And that's a third option, right? That you can have. That's if you start having redundancy, right? You have only want to have one single place that has reference in both sides. But again, Mongoose gives you all these different options of doing it in many different ways, right? We'll play around with it some more later on, right?
So
Yes.
To bring us back to homework 5,
Yep.
all of our services are sort of